and trying to get over the end of summer blues. Our experts are back answering your questions.
Serving all of San Diego, this is your Fox 5 News.
This morning, our shrinks are back helping us get over the end of summer blues. Our experts, Doctors Richard Levac and Rachel Goldenhar from the San Diego Psych Association, are here to tackle your questions. We have some video questions that people sent in to us, so let's go ahead and get to our first viewer question.
Even though my kids are grown, at the end of summer, I get such a feeling of loss. Why is that?
All right, who wants to start us off?
Well, summertime is part of our emotional memory. When we were little kids, we used to have those days that seemed to go on forever, where we had no responsibilities. And then as a parent, you have your children around you, you have your carefree time. So there's always a sense of loss for us individually, from the memories we have of a carefree time, and we're not around our kids anymore. So it is kind of painful.
You know, it's interesting though, because some parents are like, okay, school year cannot get here fast enough, I'm going nuts. And then others at the end are sort of lamenting and saying, oh, I wish I had more time.
Yeah, and I think both of those feelings are completely natural and normal. You're going to have a little bit of both, actually. You know, you're nostalgic and remembering all the fun that you had over the summer, and you know, just in all the enjoying, you know, the times you enjoyed. But you know, it is also tapping into the, you know, the memories also from the past and when you were a little kid, and all the fun that you had, remembering just freedom. You didn't have any responsibilities as a child. So
sure.
you kind of, it taps into that feeling of that freedom is over, time to get back to school, time to get back to work, time to get back to responsibility. So it kind of taps into those feelings.
Absolutely. Right. Okay, let's get to our next viewer question.
With the end of summer, how does one not get the blues about not having so much fun now that you're back into work and school and routine?
Well,
back to work.
Yeah. That's right. Well, I think life is always about change. We never stand still. Things are always changing. Life is a process. And for every new thing, there's a loss of another thing. So we can't wait for our children to walk, and then we mourn the fact that we've quit holding them and breastfeeding. Right. We can't wait for them to get to school, and then we cry when they go to school. Yeah. And the same is true for summer. We mourn its passage. If we can start to look at fall, what can we do with fall to make the most of it? How can we prepare for the winter? How can we have fun doing things at home? So always be thinking about something to plan, to look forward to, rather than to focus on the loss.
Yeah, it's not helpful to be dwelling on what happened for too long, because that just puts us in a place of sadness and missing that. It's certainly nice to reminisce and think back on it, but we have to be looking forward and thinking about what we're looking forward to in, you know, the coming months, and enjoying the season. And if you don't have traditions in place, maybe thinking about what you're looking forward to, and just kind of putting in place some things that will keep you focused on what, you know, what we
on the now.
Yeah, on the now.
And know that plan next summer, because it will
that's
come.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Don't you always think in the middle of winter, summer's never coming, and then suddenly it arrives.
All right, let's get to our next viewer question.
With the days getting shorter, I find myself very frustrated trying to get 5 kids to bed. My older kids seem to want to have long conversations when I tuck them in. I don't want to cut them off, but I really don't have time to sit with each one of them, or else bedtime would take forever. Do you have any suggestions?
Oh boy, that is tough, isn't it? How many children do you have?
First of all, she has 5.
She has 5.
But you know, actually, the opportunity of talking to your kids right before bed is a really good time to get a lot of information from them. It's the end of the day. They're laying down. They're sort of, the defenses are down, and they can just kind of talk freely about what's happened during the day. And so it's a really great opportunity to get information out of your kids.
How do you do 5?
Well, I think you could either do, you know, few minutes, like 5 minutes, which times 5, that's 25 minutes. But if you can do a, you know, timer, every child has 5 minutes. 5 minutes counts, and that's enough.
And maybe do something as a group. Have a group reading.
For sure.
Read something to all of them.
Maybe the older 2 and the younger 3.
Or divide 2 and 3, something like that. Definitely. You're already planning that, right?
Yeah.
I would take 5. I'm not going to have 5. I love children.
Right.
You know, that's good, but that's an important point to make, that it is a really crucial time, and time that the kids will remember as well.
Yeah, and 5 minutes matters. It's 5 minutes is actually, that's a good amount of time too.
Right.
Okay, let's get to our last viewer question.
Every year when my kids go back to school and they go into new grades, I get really depressed because I start thinking about how much older they're getting and I feel like I'm losing them, and they just seem to be slipping through my fingers. The time goes by so fast and I don't really know how to deal with that because I should be happy for them.
Right.
Again, another natural, very normal feeling, having both feelings going on at the same time. You know, happy about them getting older, but also sad about them getting older and losing. I mean, the time is going so fast. So how do you really enjoy the moment and realize that you have to enjoy every stage? Because if you don't enjoy the stage, it's going to pass you by
and then
before you know
it'll be
it.
another loss.
Yes.
And to focus on, yes, you will be sad. You will be sad when your child goes to kindergarten. You'll be happy when they go to first grade, and sad that your little girl or little boy is no longer quite as dependent. But expect to feel some sense of loss, and also expect to celebrate the next stage. And know that's going to keep going throughout your life.
Yeah, it's part of life. Yeah.
Don't go anywhere, because you guys are going to be back in just a little bit later this hour taking more questions, this time about people's phobias. So we'll be talking spiders and snakes and
I'm
fear of
afraid
flying.
of this segment.
I know, right? And how to overcome them. You know, Raul, you're going to make fun of me because it's so cheesy. But this whole segment that we just did reminded me of the quote. Have you read that quote? Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
You can see. She's already mourning her child going to kindergarten.
That's right. That's
Why don't you two analyze what she just said, and then we'll see you guys a little bit later.